Hey kiddos, this activity is called In the Rectangle, and this activity deals with area. Now, when we talk about area, we talk about how much space a shape takes up, okay? So this is called In the Rectangle. You'll be dealing with rectangles, and each square we're going to refer to as a square unit. So we don't have like a centimeter or an inch or anything like that. We're just going to call them units, okay? But keep in mind that in a square unit, when you're looking at the length and the width, you're looking at the sides, okay? So if the first question here, so you can see there's a rectangle up here, the length goes across, the width goes up and down. When it asks for the length in how many units, you're counting how many sides there are going across this rectangle. So you can kind of see here's a square side for 1, square side for 2, square side for 3, square side for 4. So our length is going to be 4. Now when we look at the width going up and down, it's the same thing. We're counting our sides. So we've got 1 here, we've got 1 here, and we've got 1 here. Right? 1, 2, 3. Even though we counted this side as our length, we still have to count this side as our width. We're not looking at the whole square and saying we count that as length. We're looking at the sides of that square. So because of that, if we're going from the very bottom to the very top, we go across 1, 2, 3 units. So our answer there would be 3. So that's our length and our width. Now the third question is the area of the rectangle is blank square units. So what it's asking is how many squares total are there in this rectangle? Okay. Now there's a few ways that you can do that. Number one is you can just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count them all together. Okay. Another way you could do this, if you're working on multiplication in class, like rectangular arrays, this is kind of like a multiplication problem. All right. You're saying that you have a length of 4 and a width of 3. That's like your array. So you're taking 4 3 times. So if you want to work on your multiplication skills, you could ask yourself, what's 4 times 3? That's another way that you could solve it if you don't want to count every single square. Okay? So I'll give you 20 seconds here. If you can solve 4 times 3, or if you want to count these squares, you certainly can. What'd you get? I got 12. Did you get 12? If we want to just count, we have 4 across here. So then we have 5, 6, 7, 8. And then one more row, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I also know that 4 times 3 would give me 12. So my area, the amount of square units inside that rectangle, is 12. For the bottom part where it says explain how you know, that'll be up to you. How did you solve it? Did you multiply? Did you count? Did you do 4 times 3? Did you count by 4s? 4, 8, 12. Did you count by 3s? 3, 6, 9, 12. Or did you count each square that's in there? However you decided to solve it, it's up to you. I want you to write words to tell me how you figured that out. Okay? And that is how In the Rectangle is going to work. So take your time. Do a good job.